You ain't never lied. It ain't nothing like a big button smile. I'm gonna let you know one thing, Guru.
Yes, sir.
You know you fucked up, right?
About what?
Just gonna let you know. You know you fucked up, right? All right. You better start talking to my goddamn chocolate girl. All right. You know you fucked up, right? We've been watching you.
Like I told you before. One thing about me, man, especially ever since I retired, I don't hold no grudges. Ain't no grudges to be held. Long as that check clears on the first of the month, I'm good.
Well, hold on. So what's today, the 2nd?
That's right. It already cleared.
I had to make sure. What fucking day? This day the 2nd? I gotta catch this motherfucker on the 1st.
They even said that they got a new medical thing for me now, so I got to deal with that bullshit. And what's that? February with the Medicare. Medicare is taking over my. I had what do you call it? A different medical, and they said that they take care of that now, and then they MetLife and all the rest of them, they come in as a secondary. So whatever.
Sounds good. But
yeah,
anyway,
I don't know. Well, I got to pay $100 out of my check every month. It don't sound good, but they say I get reimbursed. So,
well, you got taxes. You take care of that. All right. Well, welcome everybody to Talk US Tuesday. I'm Dennis Holmes. I'm with my co-host Ryan Thomas. How you doing, Ryan?
I'm doing great, man.
All right, we with the lovely chocolate girl. How you doing, chocolate?
Not as good as last week.
The chocolate girl is great. How are you fellas? I hope y'all doing fine. Hope y'all doing as good as I am.
Okay. I'm doing
smiling
real good.
Today. Smiling today.
I'm doing real good. I feel good. And we got Sports Guru in the house. You know, I got a couple questions for the Guru, but I'm gonna wait until a little bit later.
You go right ahead, because I see your boy Embiid and them is up to a lot of stuff. Your other boy in Philadelphia finally got a victory, and unfortunately for your co-host over there to the left or the right to you, it wasn't so good for the Atlanta Falcons.
You know, things happen. It's a week-to-week basis, baby. That's why we're here every week, Tuesday, 8 p.m.
And guess what? And guess what they say in the trade? We all day to day.
Yes, we are all day to day. But in other news, we want to know about these trash ass players. You know what I mean? And Ron, let me hear about your trash ass player, Ron.
My trash ass players, Atlanta Falcons.
Oh shit. That's it? You ain't got no long-winded speech?
Right.
I want to know. No, I'm coming at you because if it was the Philadelphia Eagles, you had this long-ass speech.
Because if you cannot be the Panthers, then something wrong. You cannot run the ball. You cannot throw the ball. Matt Ryan had 2 interceptions.
Typical Matt Ryan.
I mean, you got to play better as a leader.
I personally think he just spoiled.
That's it.
That's how I feel. I think he's just a spoiled quarterback. And when you get spoiled like that, this is what happens. There's nobody there to pressure you for your job.
Wait a minute, you talking about Matt Ryan is spoiled?
Yeah, nobody. There's never been a backup back there to pressure him for his job. He's never had no pressure at that number 1 spot.
That's true.
His whole career, he's never had no pressure at that number 1 spot. Every quarterback has had pressure at that number 1 spot but him. Even the great Tom Brady and the great Joe Montana has had pressure on them at that number 1 spot.
Arthur Blank gave Matt Ryan everything. Everything. Matt Ryan been looking like a deer in headlights sometimes. He stared down wide receivers. He cannot throw the ball. I mean, not be 100. He looked like a deer in headlights out there. He wait for the defender to get close to him before do something with the football. You can't play football like that. I mean, you got to do better as a leader on the field.
Okay. What you got, chocolate girl?
Oh, you just want one, right?
So
I'm going to start down my list. I'm gonna start with ESPN. I rarely get upset with ESPN. But I noticed something the other day. Sunday. It was Sunday. You remember the play that the Steelers did with the attempted fake field goal play? And our kicker ended up getting hurt and get with a concussion. And in his press conference, Mike Tomlin was explaining. Somebody asked him about it. He said, that play was on me. And then he made 3 more statements. He said, that was my fault. He said, it was my fault because it was not properly executed. And it wasn't. And I remember I said that when I was watching the play, even before his press conference. It wasn't a bad call to try the play. It wasn't properly executed. And that's how he ended up getting injured. If it had worked, nobody would have said anything. Even if he hadn't made it work and he didn't get injured, nobody would have that much to say. But because the guy got injured, now everybody wants to say, oh, this is because Tomlin made a bad call. It was not a bad call. But when ESPN quoted Mike Tomlin, they only said that fake field goal man was a bad call and left off his next sentence, which said it was bad because it wasn't executed, which is the truth. Then they showed his next sentence after they skipped those 2 very important quotes. They aired his next sentence that said, I appreciate the guys hanging in there and fighting with me on the play and trying to get it, everything after that and so forth. That's what they say. That's what they showed him saying. So they showed him saying sentence number 1 and number 5, but they left out the stuff in the middle. Why is that important? Because when you look at it afterwards, you see people in all across social media saying, but he said it was his fault, Sharon. He said it was his fault. No, he didn't say it was his fault as if it was a bad call. He said he did. He said it was a bad call. He said it was on him. And I said, yeah, but did you see what he said right after that? No. I said, well, go watch his press conference because that's not what he said. That's not all he said. And I just feel that the media does a lot to try and make it seem one way, and they try to skip over the context, and all people hear is a soundbite, and that formulates their opinion. They done missed the whole point of what he was trying to say. It was a lack of execution that caused our kicker to be injured. It wasn't the play calling. And that bothered me that ESPN chose to handle that story in that way. So they trash for this week with me for that.
Okay.
They on my list.
What you got over there, Guru?
Yeah, I got quite a few. So we're just doing 1 or 2 at a time, and then we go back around the horn, so to speak, like that show on ESPN.
Yeah.
All right. So I'm gonna start off with Ryan Clark and Michael Irvin. Michael Irvin, I've always had a lot of respect for him because I felt that time, and I had that respect when they had that situation with the media many years ago when he was accused of something, and then he basically said when it gets the truth comes out, I want the media to come out with the same veracity that they did, and I always respected him for that. He was a great player, Hall of Fame player, just as important to the success of the Dallas Cowgirls at that time as Emmitt Smith and Troy Aikman. They were the 3 amigos, so I always try to give them all their due. But
hey, well, quick question: is that the time that he wore the fur coat?
I think it was the time he wore the fur coat, but that that wasn't the issue. The issue is he got accused of basically some sort of sexual assault type situation, and the media went crazy on it, just like the media is prone to do. And he was declaring his innocence before it happened, or when it happened, and after it happened. And he just wanted the media to come back with that same strength, that same strong when you're wrong mentality as they did when they made the accusation, which turned out to be total lie. Okay, but So I've always had respect for Michael Irvin. I don't know if this whole thing with Stephen A. Smith works on First Take, but, I guess you got to give it time. I'm not going to be, I'm not going to play devil's advocate so quickly. I'll give it some time. But when I heard him say, him and that clown, because Ryan Clark is a clown in my eyes, when I heard them say that, they like Cam, and they do that a lot. People do that, especially on ESPN. I like Cam. Stephen A. Smith is famous for that. I like this person, but then this is why I don't want them to get a job, or this is why I don't want them to work. And that really annoys the shit out of me. Excuse me. I'm trying to watch my vernacular today, but I apologize. I'll send everybody a nickel. And it just, to me, it just comes off phony. It comes off phony, because your career is over and your fledgling broadcast career never even got started. Okay. You don't want this man to get a job. All these guys getting hurt and Cam Newton can't get a job. The situation with New Orleans, and my heart goes out to Jameis Winston. Okay, my heart goes out to him because this man took a year off basically to redshirt and then, follow in the footsteps of Sean Payton and do everything right. And then, on a dirty horse collar play, his season is over. Okay, so, my heart, this is the NFL, though. This is the NFL. What's the dollar for, Skippy?
They said, show me your nickels. I was making sure I had you paid up. Don't worry about it. Keep going.
Okay, no problem. I got you. And okay, funny, real funny, Ron Thomas. But what I was alluding to is them saying that Trevor Siemian is a better choice than Cam Newton. Cam Newton would be the perfect choice. I thought, first of all, Cam, Sean is not on the screen now, and I know he's a big cowgirl lover, but I'd like to hear his opinion. In spite of, Roger the Dodger coming in and winning the game over those sorry-ass Minnesota Vikings on Sunday, I thought Cam would be a perfect backup because I just don't think Dak is ever going to be 100% healthy. I think he's going to be one of these players that's always in and out, and they're always going to baby him to this point. So I think Cam would have been a perfect fit there as a backup. Now, Jameis goes out. Perfect opportunity for New Orleans. Let's face it, the defense won that game. And quietly, Jameis got them off to a good start in terms of what happened on Sunday. Trevor Siemian didn't do nothing. He had one wide open guy that he hit. And other than that, he was 3 and out for like 3 consecutive series. And then it was the defense that really stepped up the game, which the defense is not a great defense. Don't get me wrong. They're very good, but they have their highs and their lows. And sometimes that secondary gets a little crazy. I mean, in the game before that, they must have had about 5, penalties. It was just absolutely crazy that I believe it was a Monday night game against Seattle, which they almost lost. They barely got through that game, but it was a good, low scoring game, old time football. But those two clowns with this, we think Cam, wouldn't want. I mean, come on, man, stop making excuses for the league and stop hating, because that's what you two clowns are doing. That you're hating, and I don't like it. And I have so lack of respect for Ryan and Michael. I'm surprised at him. I'm very surprised at him. So they are top 2 on the Gurus. Trash ass players.
All right. Well, my trash ass players. The goddamn Cincinnati Bengals. You got me kicked out of a survival pool because you couldn't beat the Jets. You lost to Michael White and the Jets. I couldn't believe that I was seeing this. The Jets had a whole new energy with Michael White. Never mind, that's praising him. I'll wait to that. But the Bengals, you just last week beat the Ravens, which everybody thought you was on top of the mountain, and then you go and lose to the Jets.
Not everybody. No.
Okay.
No.
I thought you was on top of the mountain, and then you go ahead and lose.
I told y'all the Bengals are gonna bingle. I told y'all not to be so quick to crown them as the best team in the AFC. I told everybody, nobody listened to Sharon. I've only been dealing with the Bengals my whole freaking life. Yeah.
I crowned them. And I took the crown right off after that, too. I got her sitting right over here. It's just sitting because ain't nobody to put it on. So it's just sitting for a while. Anybody else got any trash ass plays? Ryan, you got another one?
Oh, yeah. I got 7 more.
Oh, shit.
I got one more. I got Florida Gators. All week, Florida Gator fan been talking big boy shit. And I lost a homeboy. Me and him were real cool. But after we won the game, he don't even want to talk to me now. What's up, Thomas Sean? Talking big boy shit. We gonna beat those Bulldogs. We gonna do this and do that. Yeah. Then we smack you around. So.
All right. Let's go with Chocolate Girl. Let's get that 7 out the way.
Well, you took my Cincinnati Bengals one. So I don't have to say that one because they shouldn't have lost to the Jets. But then again, this is the Cincinnati Bengals. That's the culture there. My next one, I already said ESPN. Carson Wentz. Now, Carson Wentz is the quarterback of the Indianapolis Colts and kept them in the game. They went into overtime with the trash ass Tennessee Titans. Can't stand them mugs. And went into overtime, and then this dude gonna throw a pick in overtime. And I'm like, what in the world? I mean, shout out to Will Bombard because Will was like, this is what I told you, Sharon. This is what I told you. Carson Wentz is going Carson Wentz. It's a matter of time. I told you he plays great, and then he does something like this, and he had just said it to me. And lo and behold, he threw a pick. I could not believe it. I thought they were going to win the game. I was so pulling for them to beat the Titans because, you know, I can't stand that team. I hate Derrick Henry got injured and out for the season. You know, I never wish injury on anybody. I'm just so sorry about that. I'm sorry about Jameis getting injured, the same thing, out for the season. I'm just sorry about all the people who got injured. But I was mad at Carson at that time for that game. So he on the list. Did you want all the rest of mine?
Yes.
All right. So Ron was talking about Florida. I guess Georgia beat Florida. Didn't y'all beat Florida?
Oh, we did not just beat them. We spanked them.
Okay, you spanked them. All right. How about no, AB, he did not get his kicker injured. I already covered that, so you're late. Next time, show up to the show on time at 8:00, and you could hear all the, my commentary, but you missed it this time, dog. You missed it.
He did tell me he was going to be late.
Oh, no, it's okay. I'm just letting him know he missed it already. But no, he did not get his kicker injured. So no, he's not on my trash ass player list because that's not what happened. But anyway, I'll put on my trash ass player list the people who keep saying that he got his kicker hurt. How about that? Everybody who keeps saying that, you on my trash ass player list. All right, and then also, I'm going to add the University of Michigan Wolverines to my trash ass player list. And everybody in the whole country who slaughtered Michigan State and said we would never beat U of M. Because U of M had the top defense in the country. U of M is U of M. They're great, and they're a tougher team than Michigan State, and they this, that, and the other third. But we beat them. We were down 31, I believe, to 15 or 31 to 16 at the half. 30 to 16. That's what it was, 30-16. We walked them down in the second half and ended up beating them 37-34. And I mean, this was the best college football game I had seen in a long time. And I'm proud of my Spartans. F the Wolverines. They're my trash ass player every week anyway, because I just can't stand that school and nothing they do. So, trash ass player, them and everybody who was pulling for them, everybody who said that they would beat Michigan State and Michigan State ain't nothing, and this, that, and the third. Yes, June, I'm talking to you too. F all of y'all, because Michigan State pulled it out and kicked their asses. Don't try to come up in our house acting like, you know, you big and bad and gonna take over with that obnoxious looking corn ass yellow and that irritating fight song that y'all got. But anyway, they're on the list as well. I also have to add to that list Patrick Mahomes. Now, I do understand that the Kansas City Chiefs, they won a game, right? Mm-hmm. They actually won the game. And I believe, let me see, where were they? Were they at home?
They were at home.
They were at home, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it was.
And they played who? The Giants.
The Giants.
The Jersey Giants.
And they had the nerve to only beat them by, what, 3 points?
Mm-hmm.
Against the Giants, y'all. This is defending AFC championship Kansas City Chiefs. And we know, we all have seen the Giants is supposedly trash. They only won by 3 points.
Mm-hmm.
That's unacceptable. I don't know what the hell's going on with Andy Reid and them, but he need to get his crew together. Something going on. Dennis, you got any idea what's going on? What's going on?
You know what? I was sitting back thinking about it, Sharon.
Them all the time.
I was sitting back thinking about it, Sharon. You know, you ain't supposed to make no excuses, but I had to think about his last couple years. You know, he'd been to the AFC Championship game, to 2 Super Bowls. That boy just might be drained and tired, and all them goddamn commercials. He just might be tired. Because that's the way he look like he playing. That boy look like he might be tired. What he need to do is he need to call LeBron up and ask him how you stay ready with just taking a little bit of time off. That's what
I told him he need to go with him. He need to let LeBron stop in Kansas City, pick his ass up on his jet. When he makes his trip down to Miami, because you know he goes down there probably once every 30 days, 60 days, or 90 days. And he needs to go down there with him and Tom and go see whoever they go see when they go down there. Whoever that is, he need to go see him too.
They need to go take
But
Zion.
did look better. He looked better as far as the man himself. He did look more interested into the game this Sunday than I've seen in the last 3 weeks.
I agree with that.
But the last weekend and the weekend before, he looked like he was just out of sorts. So he did look better this time. But 3 points with the Giants, that ain't nothing to be celebrating.
Sharon, how we know since his mama been on Instagram and all that stuff, and his brother dancing on Sean Taylor's number, it meant, mentally it messed him up.
Well, let me say this. Let me say something about that. If that is the case, then I question your ability to be named a top tier quarterback in this game. If you don't have the mental stamina and capacity to focus and zero in on your game because somebody is doing stuff like Instagram and social media bullshit,
right,
I call that into question. I could see if he was worried about his brother who was out here robbing and raping and pillaging and killing and,
right,
and drug dealing and stuff like that. Like, what's her name? Like Simone had to worry about with her people in her family. I could see that, okay, causing some stress or some middle. But if you got some family members out here just talking bull crap on social media, so what? First of all, if you can't get them in control. I know they're grown, but if you can't get control of them, you're just gonna have to put that out your mind and keep it moving.
Right, because
that's called being focused.
His wife doing the same thing. She on the internet and she wilding out here.
Well, hey, he chose her.
Yeah.
He still got to be able to focus. I can't accept that bullshit as an excuse. I'm sorry.
I mean, I understand everybody else.
He's human. I understand he's human. He got feelings and emotion like everybody else. But you gotta learn how to. Most athletes who are successful, they have a way to go to a place, to the place they need to go, so they can stay locked in and perform at a high level. You can't. I don't think that all athletes that are successful have happy lives. They got crap in their background. They have family members acting ignorant, spouses, parents, kids, sisters, brothers, aunties. You know, them aunties and them uncles and aunties, boy, we a mess. Them aunties, you know, we always got some wild ass auntie and some crazy uncle. So, I mean, that's what happens. But for some reason, he's not playing well. He's not playing well. Individually by himself, he's not playing well. Another trash ass team is them damn Chargers. I ain't rooting for them no more. I'm just letting you know, I'm not rooting for the Chargers. I'm done with the Chargers. How the hell are you gonna let the Patriots beat you after the performances you were putting on at the beginning of the season? So I guess this is time now for them to fade out. You know, I don't hear everybody talking about Herbert being in the MVP conversation anymore either. And they should have never been saying it. And that's what I said from the beginning. He good now, but he's not MVP caliber.
But this what the Chargers do though. They do this. I mean, they go on winning streak and in the middle of the season or at the end by the playoffs, then they just lose it.
True. What's the next one you got?
What, trash ass player?
Yeah, you got. What was that all on?
Well, I could say the Arizona Cardinals, but I think we beat up on them enough.
Oh. Okay. Guru, you got any more, Guru?
Yeah, just I just want to go over something. First of all, I hate to be guilty of revisionist history, but Simone Biles, we had talked about that on the show several weeks ago. Her brother was acquitted for his wrongdoings by a court of his peers. Also, I played the tape. I played the tape of the reaction of the family who lost loved ones, who, you know, no one who loses, you know, a family member is going to be happy if they think you committed the crime, whether you did or you didn't. So I just want to put that out there. So that's just something I wanted to say. I actually think the reason why the Kansas City Chiefs are having a hard time, and I spoke about this last week, I think it's karma. I think karma is biting them right up the behind. And I will say two words: Ariel Young. A lot of people don't know who that is. I'll explain to you who that is. That's the young lady who Britt Reed, who, you know, now she's basically had, you know, basically brain damage and is going to live a very less than stellar life for the rest of her life because of his actions and because of the Kansas City Chiefs coaching staff or whoever was there that night who decided to let Britt Reed go and drink and drive and do what he did. Now, I know Andy Reid has expressed his, you know, concern or whatever. This family now has medical bills up to kazoo. Okay. So I don't know if you can't reach out to them because this is all a legal matter and this is all going to go to court. Even if he gets acquitted of the, you know, criminal charges, we know there's going to be a civil suit as well. There should be. So I can't really speak on that, you know, because maybe certain things you can't do. But I'll tell you one thing. If it was me, I'd go put a bag of money in front of the house and drive away with. You know, and drive away and leave it there. Because what they are guilty of, and like I said, we're going back. Andy Reid's got a history. His sons are bleep ups. You know, and God rest his other son who lost his life because he had a drug overdose while he was working for the Philadelphia Eagles, mind you, which he never should even have had that job. Got that job through nepotism. So sometimes, you do right and then wrong happens. So that's my opinion on why things are going so bad. Because Sharon is right. Miss Chocolate is right. To beat the Giants by 3 points, that was a joke. I mean, I was just hoping they covered the 9. But and they did. So it is what it is. As far as the people I have left on mine, I always try to bring somebody that maybe other people don't mention. So once again, I will be certainly doing that, and it will be the National Hockey League, aka Joe Quenneville. A lot of people don't know who Kyle Beach is. Well, once again, I'll explain to you who he is. He's a young man that was molested by a coach, and that coach was basically allowed to get a high school job after he left the National Hockey League, and the National Hockey League did nothing about it. So they are the biggest trash-ass players ever in the history of sports. You let a pedophile run loose. I'll repeat, you let a pedophile run loose. And Quenneville is guilty because he lied and said he didn't know anything about it. What happens, man, when you have the ability to do something and you don't do it, you're just as culpable. And that's why Joe Quenneville is now unemployed. Now, whether he got a settlement like Gruden did in terms of resigning before you get fired, generally when you resign, you don't get your money unless there is a deal made before. And with both situations, I do believe deals were in place. Gary Bettman, the commissioner of the National Hockey League, had a meeting with Joe Quenneville that morning after Quenneville was allowed to coach that Friday night. Okay. So after that meeting, they decided to, put in his resignation. The National Hockey League's got blood on their hands. And furthermore, they have more blood on their hand because they're fighting this kid in court. You allowed the man to get raped. He was a baby. And a lot of fathers would just go beat the hell out of all of them and do maybe worse. You rape my child, whether it's a man or a woman. I might go to central booking forever for that one. Okay? You're lucky. People now they always talk about these mass killers. Guy out there in December, in Denver. What was that? Columbine. You never, condone this kind of behavior. But if someone's child is abused in that fashion, hey man, all bets are off. I'm sorry, but yes, the National Hockey League, Quenneville for what he didn't do. He's not guilty of doing anything in terms of hurting Kyle Beach. No, he's not. And let's make that clear. This show's getting so big. I mean, we might get sued for slander one day, but not because the guru said something. I'm gonna be clear on that. But like I said, the Blackhawks, Florida Panthers, the whole 9, they all culpable, man. And it's a shame. It really is, because that's some deep stuff. Okay. Next up.
Can I say something about that too? I agree with you, Guru, 100%. I did have that down here, but what I was going to do is wait until the certified, because I was going to praise Kyle Beach for coming forward and letting people know that he is the John Doe, because the amount of strength and courage that man had to have to do that on national TV as a man, I was just crying. It really broke my heart when I was sitting here watching the interview. And you're right, it made me angry hearing about it. And the main thing that he pointed out was that the investigation that they had verified and validated that he was telling the truth all along. That's the thing that got me when he said that. And when I read the report that I was, reading, they actually validated that what he accused this man of doing was true. He did not make it up. And he is not the only victim. So there's going to be more. And that just really broke my heart. But yeah, thanks for, bringing it up in the way that you did too.
I'm going to say, we're going to have to talk about the situation now. Henry Ruggs. As we were just talking last week about drunk drivers and Henry Ruggs today, we'll just say he's been booked for drunk driving, and I think he kill 2 people.
I don't know how many it was.
I don't know how many.
The only thing I know is that he's being charged with driving under the influence of alcohol or controlled substance that resulted in death. That's the only thing I heard.
That's what we're gonna say.
I don't know how many, but yeah, that's what his charges are.
Okay.
Czar said it was 1 person killed.
And the one thing that I'm trying to figure out here is, a lot of people are saying, well, why ain't just call an Uber? Why ain't just, some people actually think that, that they got it. So I've been around some drunk drivers that be like, I got it. And we got safe and ain't nobody get hurt. So those days they did have it. But in all reality, they need to get an Uber. I remember, now I don't personally remember me getting in these cars, but I remember there being a service that you could call and they would come and pick you up if you were too drunk to drive.
Right.
And you didn't have to pay for it. It was a service. This was like in the early 90s.
Right.
I remember that being around. Now, I don't know exactly how it went because I wasn't drinking in that part of the early 90s. That's all I'm going to say. I wasn't at nobody's bar.
They usually still do that now, like around holidays, like the 4th of July, New Year's Eve. I know depending upon where you live, they have organized by the city or the county or whatever, or they'll get together with the cab drivers or whatever and say, hey, we're offering rides just to keep people from driving drunk. We're offering free rides for this holiday from Friday at this time to Sunday at this time. That still does go on. I don't know if it's an everyday thing, but I do know they do it on special.
Let me say this, Dennis. The NBA, and I'm sure all of the professional league sports, have a number for people to call for that reason. Wow. That service is alive and well. And it was implemented by those professional sports leagues, because of the incidents that happened with that guy, Hargrove, who has my last name, where he actually did commit I believe it was vehicular manslaughter about maybe 10, 15, might even be 20 years ago. You can look that case up. And then he actually played in the league afterwards. So you're right about that. Great point. But just to reiterate, yes, that service is 100%. I believe it's totally into their collective bargaining agreement where they have the ability to pick up the phone, make that call, the people will pick them up, blah, blah, blah. And that's part of what they have as just like you have an Uber. They have that service at their disposal.
I think it should be more. I think it should be at more bars after an incident like this. Like it need to be at more bars. Like, listen, such and such come through. Call this number if they get too drunk for them to go home.
But why do you even have to have it? Why do you even have to have it when we have Ubers? So, say for example, you go to a bar. I'm not a big drinker. I like to drink in that jacuzzi that I'm one day going to buy. But as far as drinking and driving, if you're out at a bar, everyone has on their app, on their phone, Uber or Lyft. You call it. That's all. It might be up to the bartender to take your keys away, if that could be done. But it's there. It's nothing that you have to do. It's on your app. It's on your phone. It's just recognizing that you are drunk. That's all. It's called recognition.
But I understand what you're saying, but me being a former bouncer, there was things that we had, besides fights, because fights was like 10% of our job. We're more so looking out for women that are too drunk that may get raped or molested, or we got to keep eyes on fellas maybe pouring something in their drink. Those are the main things that they want us to look out for. Besides breaking up a fight, is like the last thing they really worried about. They're more worried about these women getting home safe. So I think the same thing should be, with drunk people. If you see somebody that's too drunk, you need to stop them whole. Come on, sit down. I mean, anybody. I ain't just saying special people, NBA players, nothing like that. Because I know those guys get bottle service, and you got to have a bottle service girl around to see if they, too drunk. I know how that situation goes.
My question to you, Dennis, he a famous football player. Why don't you stay at home and drink?
Everybody don't want to stay. Everybody don't want to stay at home.
Even though COVID
is out, everybody don't want to stay at home.
Right. That my big problem.
My question to you, Ron, he's in Viva Las Vegas, where you used to be at. Right. How many people in Vegas stay home?
You're right about that. I with you on that. But still, you got all this money. You should have like a little bar at home or something in your house so you don't got to go out and get
come on, Ron. Stop it.
Stop.
People gonna go out, Ron. You go out. Dennis goes out. Carson goes out. People go out. You're allowed to go out.
Wait a minute. I don't drink and drive, player.
I didn't say you did. I said you're allowed to go out.
Okay, you allowed to go out, but you don't need to be.
It's not about that.
Driving while you out.
Say that again. I'm sorry. What you just said, Ron.
I said you don't need to be drinking and driving while you out.
Agreed.
That's why you need to stay at home.
Or you can just Uber there and Uber back.
Right.
Yeah, see, I think this is what I mean when I say, why don't they do this at home? This is what I mean, Guru. Yes, everyone has the freedom to go out. Everybody in your freedom to go out doesn't end just because you get a big money contract. Okay? I'm not saying that. Let's be reasonable. But what I am saying is, if you are the type of person that knows yourself, and when you go out, you don't have the discipline or whatever to stop at a certain amount of drinks. You don't have the knowledge that when you do drink, you need to drink a whole bunch of water behind that to help with that whole blood alcohol and being tipsy and all that stuff, and to slow down your inebriation or whatever. Or you're the type of person that needs to drink to excess. You got decisions to make. And I don't care how much you want to go out. It may not be healthy for you to go out. And if you're a person that has a lot of money, I'm just sitting here thinking about myself. What if I had a contract that paid me, let's just say $1 million, which ain't no money right now, but let's just say it was just $1 million. So I'm not making 16 million a year. I'm gonna make $1.
Give me that $1. I'll be good.
I would have my stuff set up so cold at home. I wouldn't need to go out. I would go out only on special occasions, but I would not just be going out at random on some random. What's today? Today is
Tuesday.
What?
Tuesday.
So some random Monday night, I'm gonna go out. No, I'm not gonna do that. And all that drinking, I'm gonna do that mess in the limo. I ain't driving. I'm gonna have me a car and a driver. I'd rather have a smaller house and fewer clothes and pay for a driver, because I don't want no law enforcement contact, period. And especially as a Black man in America, I am not going to want that. So if I got a big dollar contract, I'm going to take every step that I can enjoy my life, party, drink, smoke, do whatever the heck I want to do. If that's what if I was into that type of thing, without having to worry about hurting anybody else and getting involved with law enforcement. That's my goal. I'm going to enjoy my life, but I don't want the popos around me. I don't want no contact.
Well,
That's me. That's just Sharon. That's how Sharon feels.
Okay.
I cannot dictate that for other people, but I'm telling you what I would do if I had one of them contracts.
But you have every right to feel the way you feel. And me, as an old head here, I have every right, but I also have to be realistic. I have a daughter who's 25 who I can't make her stay in the house. I can't make her not want to go out and go to a party. I did all of those same things at 22. I was the first one to go to Bentley's when I was 18. Okay? I couldn't wait to get out in the club. I couldn't wait to go to Zanzibar. I couldn't wait to go to the Red Parrot. I couldn't wait to go to the Silver Shadow. I know them all. And they're all in New York City. Where they say all the ladies are pretty. Right, Dennis Holmes? Skippy?
Yeah.
Okay?
You was at Gotham too?
Hey, but that's all that's your choice.
But
then.
I'm just saying, I can sit here as an old head and say, I want to do this now. No, yeah. Well, I didn't do it then. So if I didn't do it then, I'm not going to sit up here on my old ass horse and tell people not to do it now. They're going to do it. Let me finish, Ron. You have the floor. They're going to do it all they want. All I'm saying is, and a lot of them, some of them are going to make mistakes. Some of them are going to make mistakes. I made plenty of mistakes. So all you can do is try to tell your kids or the people who you love, this is the deal, blah, 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 blah. And you got to rest on your laurels. Some of them are going to, you don't have to be rich to go out and do what he did and kill one or two people, whatever it was. I don't know. I'm not sure. You could be a poor ass white boy from Buffalo and do the same exact thing and have no money. And guess what? It happens more times than not that way. This is the first time we've heard about an NFL player doing this, and God knows how long. So let's be honest. They have a pretty good track record. So enough of them are being smart enough to have a Uber, to have that service. They're doing the right thing. Unfortunately, he made a mistake today. A mistake he's going to have to pay for probably for the rest of his life.
Well, as far as I know, one punishment that's guaranteed from him. His driver's license is suspended forever. He ain't gonna ever drive again. So I know that for sure.
This not the first time we heard a wide receiver go out drinking and driving. And
but he said it's been a while though. That's what he said.
He said it's been a while. He said it's been a while.
Yeah.
Right. But what I'm saying, you got all this money. Stay at home. Sit your tail down.
Okay.
You gotta look at your future. You gotta think about if I go out here drinking and driving, I could kill somebody and my career be over. You gotta think about that.
This is the thing too. This is the thing people don't understand about alcohol. You don't have to be sloppy drunk to be intoxicated enough that your reaction time is down and you could actually kill somebody.
Right.
You don't have to be sloppy drunk.
Right.
And it depending upon your ability to take alcohol, one or two drinks might be just enough. That's the thing. And people can't gauge it yourself all the time. And that's the reason why what's being encouraged is that if you're going to drink at all, don't drive. Because you don't know when you've reached a point where you need to stop drinking and you don't need to drive afterwards. That's why they're encouraging that, not to control you and tell you what to do, but because you can't always tell when you're inebriated. Sometimes you can, especially if you drink, you've been drinking for years and you think you have, high tolerance level. Oh, I can drink 6 beers and I won't feel nothing. Well, you may not feel it, but you can't tell your system that. Right. You may not feel your reaction time is slower, but it is. And I'm speaking from all the research that the National Transportation Safety Board has done on it. From my 25 years as a claims adjuster, I had to deal with that stuff. I had to see the results of people driving drunk and having accidents and killing people and all this. I've seen it. I've seen it in person and I've seen photos. I have seen it. And I am saying that's why it's being encouraged that if you're going to drink, you do Uber, taxi, driver with the car, whatever you got to do. And that's whether you're rich or poor or in between. It doesn't matter what your economic status is. And if you're poor, you really ought to be staying at home to save some money. But that's, but people still want to party, and people have every right to party and feel good. I am not the anti-feel good person here. I'm not saying don't party. I am just saying be responsible when you do. That's all I'm saying. And when you have money, the more money you have, the more options you have. You have more options to have just as much fun at home because you have the money. That's the only thing that I was saying about the money guru. I wasn't saying that this only happens to rich people. Of course not.
I wasn't talking about you. Look,
I know. I understand.
Right.
I understand. But I'm just saying, you just gotta. People have got to stop and be real. And I'm not gonna get all. Let me just say this last thing, and I'm gonna stop talking about this. I don't want to get all spiritual and stuff, but I do believe that God gives you out and out. He gives you a tap on the shoulder to let you know, hey, I don't think you should do X, Y, Z. Whatever it is you're doing, I believe he gives you warning. And if you don't listen to it, you can end up in trouble. And I'm not saying that he got one because I know nothing about this dude. But I'm just saying there have been times when I have been out as a 25-year-old and I've gotten a little tap, a little whisper in my ear telling me, don't do that. And I won't do it. And later on find out something major happened. And if I had not listened, I would have been right there in it or whatever. You got to have something. And if you don't have that, then you need to think about what you're doing. Especially when you party and some chemical element is involved of some type. Put it that way. It doesn't have to be alcohol, it can be anything.
Let me read some of these comments.
Let me just say one thing. As far as the regular public is concerned, okay, the only reason we heard about this is because it was a football player who makes a lot of money. But the reality is that this happens. This happens every single day by poor white trash and poor black trash. And you want to throw the Spanish in there? Poor Spanish trash. Every day this happens. It does not discriminate. It does not discriminate in who dies and who commits these offenses. And for the most part, like I said, the NFL, the NBA, Major League Baseball has done a better job than the average 22-year-old. Because like I said, you don't hear about it when Joe Blow does it. You hear about it, everything, when a professional athlete does it. Let's make that clear.
That is true. Very true. I agree with you 100% on that.
Me too.
It's just like COVID. COVID does not discriminate, just like that. That doesn't discriminate either.
June's in the building. He said we should have beat them last night, and we let them off the hook. R.I.P. Dennis Green. Ricky Bobby said, in all seriousness, Patrick was playing like he was spooked, flushing pockets way too early. He's playing terrible, but trashing him as a person, damn, he human just like everybody else. Will said, you know what happens sometimes? People get the money and lose the hunger of winning. BJ said, you say it like the Patriots suck. And Ricky Bobby said, also, please define willing. Is she willing just the fact that she is on social media or wants to blame someone else for certain instincts? Y'all wrong, but poll coming at KC like the 21st century witch hunt. Okay. The Patriots been playing solid football, but okay. AJ Green is a trash-ass player. Jaguar is a trash-ass player. Jay Jones said, what up, people? Will LeBumbar said, goes back to my Ruggs talk. They make great money. Get a fucking Uber home, idiot. Ricky Bobby said, okay, wow. It's not organization fault. Holy Swankies. Ricky Bobby said, damn, bro. OG said, MADD, Mothers Against Drunk Drivers, very sad. Sharon says, I'm back. Will said, I agree with Guru. I'm going to jail to kill. Just curious, we're going to see a bash on Ruggs. We're going to see a bash on Ruggs' dad or his coach's ability for what Henry Ruggs choose to do. Trisha said, so sad. Zara said, one was killed and one passed away. Should have never moved that team to Vegas. Ricky Bobby said the same thing, too.
How you one is killed and one has passed away? The hell does that mean?
No. He was responding when I was asking the question.
Right. One is killed and one has passed away. What does that mean?
No. I was asking the question. I was asking how many was and then he was saying it twice. That's all. 2 years minimum in Vegas. Agreed. Ernest said folks gonna be held accountable. It's not just because of the team went to Vegas. Players been doing stuff. Players been doing this kind of stuff for a while. I would have hoped you weren't drinking at 10 years old, Dennis Holmes. I ain't answering that. Ruggs messed up his whole life. AB says Starworth, stop it with the Vegas crap. It does need to be accountable. Dude screwed up majority. Patricia said Willa Bumbar, that's what the town is about. No balances. It goes back to Starworth. He was drunk, ran over a girl at the bus stop, did 9 months, and was right back in NFL. And got his license suspended for the rest of his life, too.
For the rest of his life.
Drunk drive to go to jail.
Drink and drive, go to jail. Mm-hmm.
Oh, drink and drive to go to jail. My bad.
Mm-hmm.
Those could have happened anywhere, not just Vegas, but the steps should have been taken to avoid this, like when saying all day Uber, Lyft. But damn, Henry. Yeah, I remember that. How about the show ID and Keys?
Take them both.
I don't know about all that, showing ID and Keys. I just don't know at one point do you take Keys. Like, that's the whole thing.
That's why I said, how about drinking home? Shit.
Right, drink at home. That way, you don't put your career out of the window. If you drink at home, you at home. You could go to sleep right there.
Okay. OG says, sad to hear or see the excuses regarding drink and drive. Now at Dennis, what I've been saying about Gordell, he's really on the hot seat.
You don't know. I'd say he made 160-something million last year. And also the number one reason why people the number one people die from car fatalities, I believe, is because of sleep deprivation. I don't even think it has anything to do with drinking and driving. That's when people get in the car and being too tired to drive. How about that?
You're actually right.
Call a lift. BJ said, I'll come get you. Just make sure you leave a tip. Yeah.
BJ is crazy.
Yeah, BJ is great. Can we get to our certified players? BJ is crazy.
My certified player for tonight is T.I. and Tiny. Now, everybody knows the rapper T.I., but they don't know he helped the community. And what I mean by this, he can build 143 apartments for low-income families in Atlanta. So I give T.I. and his wife respect on that.
Okay. Which one you got, Shan?
I got my Michigan State Spartans as my certified players. Mainly Coach Tucker. So if y'all see the hashtag Tuck coming, they're talking about my coach. So yes, I'm going to talk about Michigan State all day long, all day and as much as I can on every show, all week, everywhere I go, because they deserve that win. They deserve to be number 4 in the what do you call that doggone college football, whatever thing? Playoffs, the CFP, which I don't even like the whole. I don't like it.
From what I've seen, y'all number 3 though.
Oh, we're 3.
Yeah, y'all number 3. Yeah. Number 4 is Oregon.
Oh, okay, that's fine. We deserve to be number 3. We earned it. And
that means you play. What's the name of the first round? Good night.
Well, I mean, yeah. If it was to happen, yeah, now we would, but it don't matter. But anyway, we deserve it. So, Spartan Nation, we're all certified players, especially Coach Tucker. Running back, we got our star running back. He's a leading Heisman Trophy candidate. Feeling real good to be a Spartan right now.
Didn't I tell you that, Ryan?
Yeah.
I did. I tell you that running back was going to be top in Heisman. What you got, Guru?
Mm-hmm.
What are we doing now? Prime or whatever y'all call this segment?
Certified player.
Certified player. Why we got to tell you this every week, Skippy?
Yes, Skippy.
No, hold on. My name is not Skippy.
Why we got to tell you this every week, Skippy?
Yeah,
if you was on the other show, you know what it was called. Why would you come
you call him Drippy. You gotta call him Drippy. He got his drip on. He got his drip on today. Call him Drippy.
You call me long-winded? You call me a lot of things. You might even want to say I suffer a little bit from dementia. That's okay. It is what it is. Or senility. That's okay. But just don't try to give me your name just to be angry about it. Come on. You're better than that, Skip. Okay. Now, let's see who I got on here. Certified. Market. Oh, I had a couple of other, players, but I guess I'll leave them off. I had enough. Well, I actually put the kid Beach, the one that Sharon alluded to earlier, for, him showing the courage to come out and say that he was the one, because before they had him down as John Doe, which, basically they do that to protect, or preserve his anonymity or whatever. And, I thought it was really big of him to put a face to it, because now people can kind of make the situation more real. This goes on all the time. A lot of times the society, let's be fair, doesn't react as, concerned when it happens to a man. Rape is supposedly something that people jump up and down when it happens to a woman. But when it happens to a boy or a man, not so bad. That's the insensitivity of our society. So, I definitely give him a lot of credit for that. And did I have any more, I had somebody else. Go back. I'll let me look it up, and then I'll come right back to myself.
All right, my certified player is Jerron Boots Ennis. If you don't know who he is a boxer in the welterweight division. He weighs 146 pounds, 6 ounces. He just knocked his opponent out this weekend in the first round.
I saw that.
In the first round. Yeah. And he's from he's from Philadelphia. How about that?
How many minutes in was it? Like 2 minutes or something? Was it real
2 minutes
quick?
in, a minute 49 seconds in.
Yeah.
Knocked him clean out.
But how about when he get paid, he gonna move out of Philadelphia?
He already moved out of Philadelphia. He's still boxing Philadelphia. He already moved out of Philadelphia. Yeah, he knocked that bull clean out. It was a real good quick fight. Quick. I ain't even get a chance to get what I was gonna get to drink. It was just quick. I'm just letting y'all know.
It was TKO.
TKO. Knocked him
Mike Tyson style.
Yeah, the first one was a knockdown. Guy got back up. The second one, he knocked him clean out. He couldn't even stand up.
Wow.
So shout out to Jerron Boots in this. It's time for you to get that. Time for you to get that belt, baby. Somebody got to see you. They got to give you that belt now. Now who else you got, man?
I got the Georgia Bulldogs. You 8-0. Oh, by the way, you beat the Florida Gators too. So Keep on doing your thing, Georgia.
Okay. All right. Sharon, what you got
I
on
got
this?
another one. I got some more. The New Orleans Saints. They're not the Aints. And they beat that god awful Tom Brady, and I was so happy. I was dancing in my living room. That's how happy I was they won that game. The defense stepped up because what's the Simeon, whatever his name is, Simeon.
Trevor Simeon.
He ain't all that. But the defense kept them in that game and prevented them from scoring. So. Yeah, I see AB. He's sour. That's just sour grapes. Them grapes so sour, he's making them pucker up like this. Sour grapes so sour, in his mouth. He did not ball. He was okay. He managed the game pretty well, Czar. You see him balling. I see game management. So that's what I saw.
He didn't ball. That's a third.
That's what he said. He said Trevor Simeon balled.
He balled. Look at his statistics.
Maybe he meant to say he was bald, like he bald-headed.
Maybe so.
Maybe so. Yeah. He also got picked off.
Can I ask a question to Guru?
No, he didn't, Czar.
Yeah, go ahead.
No, he didn't.
Can I ask a question to Guru real quick?
Yeah, go ahead.
Because I'm asking Sharon. Can I ask a question to Guru?
Yeah, you can.
I know what's going on.
Hurry up!
I already know where it's going.
Hurry up before I forget what.
Guru, how often did you hear the name Michael White after 4:00 on Sunday? I just want to know. How often did it hit your New York radio station that you listen to as you watch your New York TV news? And
after Monday, you said the game happened
after
on Sunday.
Sunday 4:00.
I don't know if people were really, to be honest with you, because I listen to everything. I listen to so many different radio shows. It's pathetic. But I would say this, number one, I definitely want to give him credit. This Aaron Bowles, is he on that other show that you guys are affiliated with after this is over?
No, he's on the show Monday Quarterback. Okay,
but he's right about some of this stuff because he did have Mike White on there, which I should have mentioned that. And he also, he had that guy, Caleb Williams, the quarterback of the Oklahoma Sooners, who is absolutely just on fire. The other kid was supposed to be the number one quarterback coming out of the draft this year. Now he's basically unemployed, coming off the bench. And now, this kid Caleb is just balling. So I don't know this gentleman who you guys OB called him. No, AB. But he's right on point. Now I don't know about this nonsense about the quarterback Simeon on what you call on the Saints, because he was terrible. He got lucky because one of his picks got called back.
Czar said that.
But
Czar said that.
I got a good joke for Czar, but I'll just leave that one alone. But as far as to answer your question, people were just shocked at the Jets, and like you said, so many people lost the damn Survivor thing. That's all people was mad about, because those damn bungles, as Sharon or Miss Chocolate would say, they screwed up everything. They screwed up everything, them bungles. And I'll tell you, I had what's his name, Burrow, and I had what's his name, the other quarterback of the Jets, what's his name, Zach Wilson. And I also had another guy. I had all three of them. And Baker Mayfield on the trash ass players, because they want to. Herbert was trash, like Sharon said. Okay, he was a disgrace against the Patriots. It was nothing to do with that other clown, Mac and Cheese. He was average at best. Baker Mayfield, he won't throw the ball to Beckham. He's just an ignorant ass. And he only played because he wants to try to get this contract. So he's a greedy, self-centered piece of crap. And the third one, like I said, Zach Wilson, how is it that Mike White can get 400 yards and you can't even get 100? How is it possible? The boy should have never been playing in the first place.
So
he's never been playing.
Hold on, Google.
I got a stat. Got a stat for you. This is the first time a first-time starter threw for 400 yards since Cam Newton did it in 2011.
But the difference between him and Cam is Cam was a rookie, I believe. He's been in the league for 3 or 4 years.
Yeah, I know. That's what I just said.
I'm just saying that's
first
the
time
difference.
starter.
Cam was
first
a rookie.
time starter.
Right, but first time starter and you've been in the league for several years is a lot different than coming in the league as a rookie. So that's why I want
I know. That's what I'm
But people might not know. People might not know.
No, what I'm saying, my point is Zach Wilson can't do that. And this dude steps in with the same team and does a feat like get 400 yards. I'm agreeing with your statement.
But Zach Wilson,
can't he do it?
The problem with Zach Wilson is he's been bouncing balls like he's been skipping those rocks on a river or a lake. I mean, Zach Wilson's been terrible.
See, you did this, Dennis. You did this. I was doing fine naming my certified, but no, you had to stop me. Now you see what you got. See how you do. Go ahead, Dennis. It's your fault. Go ahead.
Let me just say it was my fault.
I could be done with my list by now, but go ahead.
I'm just gonna say it was my fault. Sharon, I'm sorry. That was my fault. I had to ask him the question. I did. I just wanted to know. I don't live in New York. I just wanted to know. I was upset. That was my fault.
But anyway, I had Mike White on my list of certified because he did. He threw for 405 yards and 3 touchdowns and beat the Bengals, who everybody had certified as the best team in the AFC because they beat the Ravens. And I told y'all last week that did not make them the best team in the AFC. I told y'all. Do y'all believe me now? You believe me now? Believe me now, Dennis? Yeah, okay. All right, so that's another one. I'm gonna give some love to my Pittsburgh Steelers. I'm gonna give some love to Najee Harris and his flipping touchdown in the end zone. I'm gonna give love to Ben Roethlisberger, who went 22 for 34 for 266 yards. 193 of that was in the second half. No interceptions and 1 touchdown. I'm going to give some love to Pat Freiermuth. Got a touchdown on 4th down. He had to do the toe tapping in the end zone, got those toes down, and caught that ball on 4th down. So, shot goes out to him. He should have gotten the game ball. TJ Watt had a fumble recovery and 1.5 sacks. So, it was a team effort. So my Pittsburgh Steelers is on my certified players list. And now somebody else can go. I got more, but somebody else can go.
So, Guru, you still here?
Yeah, I'm here.
But
I named the guy that the gentleman had on the thread, so I'm good. Keep it moving.
The reason, the thing that I noticed different about the Jets between Zach Wilson and Mike White, the team played with a whole new energy when Mike White was balling over there. That was a whole different Jets team. They were playing like they liked football, like they were excited. You couldn't even tell that that's the same team that got 50 points put up on them last week. You couldn't tell by watching that game at all that they just got 50 points put up on them last week.
What are you alluding to?
The Jets.
No. What are you alluding to by making that statement?
The difference of the quarterback. The difference of the quarterback play.
So you're saying that they don't like Zach and maybe
I don't know if they like Zach or not, but I'm telling you that the energy is different. Okay. Maybe Zach come with a dark energy, and maybe Mike White came with some light. I've seen it before on my team. All right. Carson Wentz came with one energy, and Lil Kim came with another energy. All right.
I hear you.
It's all about what people like. And if you can get the players to like you, that's usually what happens. They'll play for you.
Well, sometimes they don't like when somebody is anointed, especially if he doesn't show that he's that good. In spite of Tony Romo telling us that he's the next Joe Montana, Tony Romo and the Dallas Cowgirls kiss my black ass, because I don't see no signs at all of him being this great player that I've heard so many of these commentators, say that he is. I don't see it. Yeah, and I didn't see it last year in college when he was playing against, the Sisters of the Poor, or 2 years ago when he wasn't voted captain.
You did say that he wasn't voted captain. Maybe that's why. Maybe he's not a leader. And maybe that's the difference between him and Mike White. But other than that, I'm out of certified players. So we're going to go in your questions, Ryan. You ready for these questions?
Yep.
Here we go.
Just for that, I got something for him, bro. Just for that.
I just said, here we go. Let's go, Roddy boy.
Hey,
no,
Ricky
don't
Bobby,
be trying to be my friend now.
Yelling.
I'm always your friend. I'm always your friend, Ronald.
I don't know who this running dude.
Yeah, that's his regular voice. He ain't yelling. He probably over there eating something right now, Ricky Bobby. Knowing him. It's usually either a salad or a turkey burger or some woman or him and Buck Flair. They love the ladies.
Okay.
You gotta watch them.
My question is, who is the face of the NBA since LeBron James on his way out?
It's
in the next 5 years.
Oh, in the next 5 years. Oh, next 5 years?
Newsflash, Eric Adams has been elected the new mayor here in New York City, where all the ladies are pretty, and maybe Kyrie will come back. I just had to get that off my chest.
Okay.
No.
Well, I'm in the NBA, I'm picking Ja Morant.
Who you got sports, Guru?
I didn't really give that much thought, Ronald. You kind of caught me off guard saying that my man LeBron James is on his way out.
He said the next 5 years, though. He said
in the next 5 years. No,
you said in the next 5 years?
Yeah.
I just said that.
Oh, no, I didn't hear you say that. My apologies. Because at first, let me take the cotton out of my ears. You're right. You got me.
Come on now.
You damn sure got me there, player. Because if you were saying this year, although I don't think LeBron's looked spectacular, but he's not on the, he's not going anywhere. He may not be the best player, but I like Dennis's guy. If he can really, I've seen him play twice this year. If he can hit that outside shot like that, he's gonna be a handful. He's gonna be a handful. Now I don't know if that's just trick goal or something, because he when he played against the Lakers the other night, he did he was burying threes. He couldn't, and if he can bury like the whole thing with Zion, everybody was saying that he shouldn't have been picked, blah 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 blah. Right now, that pick looks a lot better than the Zion pick. Let's be fair. Zion is bigger than me and Dennis put together. So, he ain't long for this league. But my whole thing is, I like Skippy's pick there. Skippy, boy, I tell you, for a football guy, that was pretty good.
Just let you put it out. How about you, Sharon?
My sister.
What was the question exactly?
Who will be the face of the NBA since LeBron James on his way out for the Nets? He on his way out in 5 years. Who will be the face?
Okay, so what you saying is after those 5 years, who's gonna be the face?
Yeah.
Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Well, see, that changes my answer then, because this player, 5 years from now, he might be out of his prime by then, so it probably won't be him.
I'd like to know who that is.
So I guess it would probably be either be Ja Morant. I would say Ja Morant or Trae Young, because Trae. Y'all keep forgetting about Trae. Trae is gonna get better every year. He's gonna keep growing. and getting better every year.
I love me some Trey.
And I love Trae Young. But, Ja Morant is something real, real special.
He's special.
If this guy can stop cussing.
He's got that thing.
Man, if this guy can stop cussing in English, I'd say Luka Doncic. If he can stop cussing in English.
See,
well, no, I don't think Luka will ever become the face of the NBA. He's a great player, but I don't think he's going to become the face.
I would say this: who went farther in the playoffs last year?
Yeah, well, we know that. But I'm just saying, you said the next 5 years. I think in 5 years, he might get his thing together in 5 years, and if he stop cussing in English, stop getting all those technicals. Because I don't know nobody to lead the league in technicals that's the face of the NBA. So
I'm gonna tell you right now, Luka Doncic will never be the face. See, the question is about the face. Nobody said that he won't be a great player, but he's not going to be the face of the NBA.
That's what I was saying, because I don't know nobody that leads the league in technicals that's the face of the NBA.
Well, I mean, even if he cleans up his technicals, he's not going to be the face. I'm just saying, he's just not.
Does that have anything to do with him being foreign?
No, I think that's the easy shoe-in, honestly, that he's foreign.
Well, I would say this because generally white America does not embrace white foreign players the way they embrace white American players. There's always been that disparity that sometimes people don't really understand, that sometimes it's harder for them to relate to them, than it is for them to relate to, quote unquote, like a Larry Bird type. So
Ricky Bobby's crazy.
Let me read some of these comments in response to Ron's question. Willa Bombard said Dame Dollar should be the new face. But 5 years from now, I don't know.
5 years.
He might be out of his prime by then. But
how old is Dame Dollar?
Dar said Luka. No. OG said Ja Morant. Ricky Bobby said everyone in the AFC got at least 2 losses. Way too early to crown anybody. Going to be interesting. Which I agree with. Eric Stewart says Zion looks like a big ass bag of snacks. And OG says Zion all you could eat. I saw footage of him today when he was walking to the bench. You know how when your legs are real fat and you got shorts on, and when you walking with shorts on in the middle, it bunches all up in the middle, and so your shorts look all bunched up, and he looked terrible. But anyway, OG said agreed. Dennis Holmes, he was agreeing with you about Luka, but I'm telling both of y'all, you're wrong. He's never going to be the face of the NBA, which is what the question asked. Right. But anyway, Derek Stewart said, give Zion some fat-free water. And Will LeBron said, Dame Dollar should be the new face. Get him on a new team and watch what happens. Not 5 years from now, Will. He's going to be on his way down 5 years from now, I think. OG said, Luka burning bridges now. Yeah, he is. Yeah. And Ricky Bobby said, Robert Randall was shooting only like
10%
shooting
of
only being like 10% of basketball. I'm about to walk in off the street. Ricky Bobby gonna be in the NBA. OG said Rashawn said shooting was 2%. LOL. And Derek Stewart said Muggsy Bogues should be the new face. No. And Zara said I disagree. Derek Stewart.
I don't know Derek Stewart.
Well,
I'm glad you heard Derek.
He's in the Ignorant Thinkers podcast group page. He's always active in that page, in that group, in the group one.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm glad you're here, Derek. What you got next, Ryan?
What NFL team with a messed up record can make it to the playoffs this year?
With a messed up record? What's a messed up record?
A messed up record, like
what's messed up?
But
That's a funny question to me. I'm sorry. It's just funny.
Okay.
OG said LeBron's son gonna be the new face of the NBA. Nah. Nah, OG. Ain't gonna happen.
Dennis, a messed up record.
What's a messed up record, Ron? It's your question.
Czar said Kansas City.
That's good. That's
how about Phil?
Like that.
They got a messed up record.
Wow, man, here he go. I knew.
Or do you mean a losing record or just a messed up record? Okay.
Well, I would say my team then.
Well, we ain't losing right now, so I can't say us.
I would say my team. Dennis.
What's what you got on record?
Who?
I'm trying to think. What's the Colts record?
The Colts?
Never count us out, baby.
Yeah, ain't the Colts? Don't the Colts got a losing record?
Yeah, they're like 3-5, I think.
They may
so
have.
That means they got to win the rest of their game, and other teams got to lose.
But now that the Titans don't have Henry anymore, that a lot of people think they're going to fall too. So
no, I don't think Titans going to fall. I don't.
Well, they're not going to have the same type of record that they have now.
It's going to get better. That's what's going to happen.
Not. Oh, well, you put some money on that.
But what? You want to straight up bet on that?
You want to put some money on that?
Wait, before y'all go through all y'all mail bonding with the bet on it shit, tell me, Dennis, why you think the Titans record going to get better? And they just lost. What's 35%?
I believe in Tannehill. I said this.
Offense.
I said this before the season started that the reason that the Titans was going to go far wasn't going to be because of Derrick Henry. It was going to be because of Ryan Tannehill.
I ain't never heard you say that.
Dennis.
That's because you wasn't on that show.
Man,
I must not have.
I got a question.
I got people
that got it written down.
All I ever hear you talk about is Derrick Henry. Derrick Henry. I'm thinking every week. Who you got, Dennis? Derrick Henry. Put the crown on.
That's right.
Henry.
King Henry is what I say.
Whatever. King, Derrick, whatever the hell, you know who I'm talking about. He ain't no king.
How did Tannehill do in Miami?
That's Miami. That was under Adam Gase.
Okay.
All right.
So they got to rely on this man more now.
Right.
They rely on him more in Miami too.
They relied on him more just Sunday, right? What happened? They won, right? They beat the division rivals, right?
That's one game, no, Dennis. Come on now.
Listen,
you're talking about Tannehill. Tannehill, first of all, Tannehill is not consistent. He's not the most accurate. He don't have that much of a run game. Come on. How in the world do you think that they're going to actually play better? And they had who you say is the king. You say he's the king. Now the king is out. And now you got nerve to say the king's going to be better? That's not adding up. Then you might get other people.
I ain't say better. I said that they was going to keep winning.
Sharon, the chocolate girl, ain't believing that shit.
I ain't say better. I said he was going to keep winning.
Didn't they sign AP today or yesterday?
I said they was going to keep winning.
You said they're going to be better.
No, I said the record. No. This is what he said. He said you see their record now? It's not going to be the same as it was. I said no. The record's going to be better.
Dennis, how?
How
is the record going to get better when you took away the king? The king is gone. How you going to get a better record when your king is gone?
That means other players.
Sharon, aren't you the same person that said the king was going to have a bad season?
I'm the one that said that he is not going to turn out to be all that y'all say he's going to be. That's what I said.
Okay.
I don't think that Adrian Peterson is going to go out and do Derrick Henry numbers. But I do believe that Adrian Peterson and the complementary running backs that they have is going to do enough for the Tennessee Titans to continue to win games.
So
that's all I'm saying.
They're gonna win the division without a doubt.
Okay, but to be better, then you got to think that they're gonna win more games than what you thought they were gonna win with the King.
Well, actually, I don't know how many games I thought they was gonna win. I had them going to the Super Bowl though. I had the Titans in Arizona going to the Super Bowl.
Dennis, don't be dancing around this shit.
I'm just telling you. I
what you said, and I'm telling you what you saying ain't making no damn sense.
It ain't supposed
I'm just letting you know, sweetheart. I love you. I don't want you out here looking irresponsible to the people.
I'm telling the people that the Tennessee Titans are going to continue winning. I'm telling the people that the Tennessee Titans will be in the playoffs. That's what I'm telling them. Now, whether they want to hear it or not.
Well, I'm glad you changed it up because that ain't what you said about 3 minutes ago.
And I also said that I still have the Tennessee Titans going to the Super Bowl.
You can't have them still going to the Super Bowl and they're missing their king.
Listen, I still have,
but he's the king, though. Do you know what a king is to a football team?
Yes.
You take the king away, they can't possibly go. Come on, Dennis.
Cher, can I ask you a question? Because me and you have been watching football for a long, long time.
Yes, we have.
And there's been great players that has been injured on teams, and they have still won Super Bowls, haven't they?
But they weren't the king.
Well,
they weren't the king.
Some people may not call them. Some people may not call them the king.
They weren't the king, though. I
don't know. Depends on where you at.
Well, Dennis, right now, if the AFC standings, Tennessee is 6-2, they're 1. Vegas 5-2, they're 2. Baltimore Ravens 5-2, 3. Buffalo 4-5-2. Cincinnati 5-3, 5. Pittsburgh 4-3, 6. And then the last spot right now is the Los Angeles Chargers 4-3. Dennis, are you saying that at the end of the season the Titans are going to be in the number 1 seed?
No.
Okay? So if they're not the number 1 seed, then Miss Chocolate is right. They're going to fall off. Now it's a matter of how much they're going to fall off. Are they going to be okay? In your estimation, do you feel they will be a top 3 seed without Henry?
They don't have to be a top 3 seed to win.
I'm asking. No, my question to you.
No, that's not what he asked you, Dennis. Answer his question.
They could be number 7.
You don't need to be saying. Answer his question.
That's my whole point.
Okay, listen.
That's my whole point. If they're number 7, they have fell off. If they're 1 to 3, then they stayed the same pretty much with Henry out. Which one is going to be the case as far as you're concerned?
They may be 7.
Then that means they fall off. They fell
off, and what you said don't make sense.
But can I ask you this question? If they 7 and win the Super Bowl, does it matter?
If they 7 and win the Super Bowl, I'll give you $100. I
don't want $100.
How much you want?
I want you to stop calling yourself Guru.
No, I'm not going to do that.
Oh, well, why not? Wait, hold up. Wait,
Okay. If I'll do this. I'll do this, Skippy. If they win the Super Bowl, I will officially strip myself of the Guru. But now, what do you do for me?
I don't know.
You got it.
No, hold on. I made my wager.
No, you didn't. You got to put up collateral, fool.
No, okay? You got to put up collateral.
I wouldn't make that bet.
I did. Collateral.
My collateral is taking away the Guru.
Right. I asked for that. You didn't think of that. I asked for that.
Now what are you giving me? What are you giving me in return?
In that big noggin of yours.
What?
Tell me what you thinking of that big noggin of yours.
You ain't got enough money.
No, what? Don't tell me what I ain't got, goddammit. There's $1 sitting right here. Don't tell me what the hell I ain't got.
We're not talking about
goddammit.
We're not talking about King Czar. We're not talking about King Czar. He's in the thread right now. He's in the thread. He's recuperating. Hopefully his ass will be back soon.
He in the thread talking big shit too.
Hey, that's what happens when you get off your deathbed. That nigga, you ain't gonna be able to set his ass. A couple of weeks ago, he was writing.
Hey, they gonna win the Titans gonna be a top 3 seed. Y'all watch what's about to happen with the Titans. You watch what I tell you. I said that Derrick Henry was responsible for 60% of their offense, right?
Yeah.
Dudes on the sports thing was saying that he was only responsible for 35%. I ain't buying it. I'm not buying it.
That ain't what I'm saying.
All
I'm saying.
But let's just say for a minute that they're right. And he is only responsible for 35% of their offense. And the king is out. And there's nobody like him. There's nobody that we could plug in there to take his place because he's, damn it, the king. He is Derrick Henry, the king. Nobody like him. He is just flawless as a running back. That's all the shit I done heard all damn season. So if that's the case, if that is the case, and they don't win a division, I don't want to hear shit from nobody about Derrick Henry. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it.
Meanwhile, I'm going to say what one of my great, one of my favorite coaches said, back in the day when he lost his star player. He said, we will rally our troops around Kurt Warner. And that was the words of the great Dick Vermeil. So the Titans will rally their troops around Ryan Tannehill.
Dick Vermeil?
Dick Vermeil.
Dick Vermeil never won a championship.
I said that the Titans going to win the division easily.
You just say Dick Vermeil never won a championship? Is that what you said, Guru? Are you saying it twice? Say it again. Say it again and strip your name. Go ahead, say it again. Don't you tell me about Dick Vermeil. You don't know Dick, all right? You don't know Dick. You tell me about Dick Vermeil. Dick Vermeil lost.
All right. Let's change it up a little bit. To go back to Ron's question, the number 8 team on the bubble right now is the Patriots. 9 is Browns. 10 is the Broncos. 11 is Kansas City, and 12 is Indianapolis. Are any of those teams who are currently on the bubble for making the NFL playoffs going to be in the playoffs? The Patriots are playing good football right now. They're 4-4. They got a shot. The Browns are not playing good football. Who knows? The Broncos, 3-4. Who knows? Kansas City, as everyone's indicated, they don't look that great right now. And the Colts, they got to rely on a quarterback that nobody believes in. So that's where we stand with that right now.
I say Kansas City because they got experience. Experience take you a long way.
And plus, they've been so underwhelming. Let's be honest. No one thought that they were going to be this bad.
No, they did get hot at the right time. Then what?
Possibility. I agree.
We've seen it happen many a times. A team get very hot. And plus,
after one weekend, everything has changed because of injuries. So that's the one thing in the National Football League that you just can't never account for. Who knows who's going to be playing come week 17?
Right. So, that's who I
say. My coach Dick Vermeil ain't never won a championship. I'm talking about my coach.
Give me the collateral. You want me to take the guru name? What are you giving me up for that?
Well, what
you got to.
I'm the one that. But I don't understand this.
He wins. What you giving up?
This is the thing I don't understand. I came up with the idea to strip his name, right? And he said yes. Why can't he come up with an idea for his side of the bet? And I say yes. That's what I'm trying to figure out.
I'll do it right now. 5,000.
5,000. That's a bet.
Yeah, right. All right. You
That's
serious
5 Ds.
You serious?
You're gonna be guru-less like a motherfucker.
Yeah, all right.
They're gonna call you Damon Hargrove for the rest of your fucking life.
Damon Lester Hargrove to you.
Lester. No, we calling you Lester. Hey, we calling him Lester.
Now, my next question.
You gotta call him Les for short now.
What NFL team you think could take down the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in the playoffs?
Say that again. I'm sorry, I didn't quite get it.
What NFL team you think could take down the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in the playoffs? Take them down.
Oh shit. The Rams.
Who you got?
The Rams. That's their kryptonite. The Rams, the Cowboys, and the Saints, apparently.
Who you got?
Where the Guru go?
Lester. Who you got?
Lester.
Don't throw me that shit.
I can't believe you let that slip out.
I know all y'all.
I would have kept that to myself.
You live in North Carolina somewhere. He lives in Atlanta, and Skippy live in Philadelphia. Watch your manners. Mind your manners. Now, as far as I agree with Miss Chocolate, they already beat whatchamacallit. They already beat the ones, Tampa Bay. So obviously they got the kid, what's his name, from Denver, the linebacker. Von Miller. Von Miller, right. So I mean they definitely tightened up their defense. So you gotta watch out for them. I mean, I think that even Arizona could possibly beat them. At this point, I think the crazy man, Aaron Rodgers, could probably beat them. There's a lot of teams they just got the ass whipped by New Orleans with Trevor Siemian having to close out the game.
Wait a minute, but that a division game. We the division.
I don't care if it's all. Come on.
Wait a minute.
Well, wait a minute. They may have to play them Ron. They may have to play them in the playoffs. You said in the playoffs.
Right.
They may have to play the Saints in the playoffs.
Okay.
I don't like the Saints. Ron, I don't like the Saints' chances, but the one thing I will say about them, if they don't go out and get Cam Newton, I don't really like Simeon or that other clown that they got that likes to run the ball.
Right.
But the one thing I will say, I looked at their remaining schedule. It's very weak. I did peek at that today. They don't really have a lot of hard games.
Right.
So they could probably get away with it. Now, will they be able to be effective in a playoff game? That remains to be seen, especially if they don't beat them in the division, and then they'll have to play that first playoff game on the road. So that's going to be a double whammy.
See, I could see the Rams because, once again, experience. Who they just got? Von Miller. He got a lot of experience. You got to look at it. Stuff don't look not doing Tampa Bay way. It don't look so good now. At first, it was.
But you gotta remember, it wasn't looking their way last year at this time. They were playing terrible. Tom Brady didn't know how many what down it was.
Right.
And then all of a sudden,
that was because he was playing Lil' Kim. That was a little different.
What?
He was playing against Lil' Kim. It was a little different.
Nick Foles. Nick Foles. I'm telling you, that's who they need to call. They need to call Nick Foles. The Saints need to call Nick Foles.
And let's be honest. Right now, the one team that looked like they got magic going for them is the Dallas Cowgirls. As much as I know Sean love his team, and that damn czar is laughing and giggling because the Chicago Bulls is 5 or 6-1, and the Cowgirls is doing their thing. But hey, you got to be fair. They look pretty daggone good right now.
So I'm gonna say this.
Hey, I appreciate that, Guru. You sound like a football guru talking.
I'm gonna say this.
Yeah, man.
Hey, Sean, I keep it real, man. I keep it real, player.
Wait a minute. You really think Dallas did not Tampa Bay out of the playoffs?
Yes, right now.
Yes.
If they played them now,
I think so.
Right now, yes. Yes,
especially with the way that shit went.
Let me tell you something. I think I speak for all Cowboys when I say this. We want Aaron Rodgers, bro. That's what it is. That's what we want. We want Aaron Rodgers.
Let
me tell you, Aaron Rodgers couldn't beat. I don't believe that Green Bay could beat Tampa Bay right now. I don't.
Say Aaron Rodgers.
I think they could. What are they? They won 7 straight games.
I don't. We just gonna disagree on the Packers. We gonna disagree on that. After
they lost their first game against New Orleans, they've won 7 straight games. They look pretty damn on good. I don't know what. Well, you have to definitely have the right to your opinion, but I would, if I had to bet money right now, I would bet money they beat them.
Ooh.
I would
bet money, and I'm not talking about $1 or 99 cents.
No, I wouldn't bet money that they would beat Tom Brady and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Now some other teams, but I would not bet that Aaron Rodgers and them would beat Tampa
Me either.
No.
Right now I like the way the even though I don't like Aaron Rodgers, I really don't. But I
think
love the way
they
he's
can
playing
get
right
him.
now. He's playing some hell. That team, I mean, they didn't even have none of their wide receivers last week, and they went in there and they beat Arizona. I mean, like, you got to give this man his credit. I don't like him, but he's playing.
It's not that I'm not giving. It's not that I'm not giving them credit, Guru. I do. They went to Arizona and they kicked their asses. They did. They look great. But what I am saying overall, looking at that team in the matchup, I just don't see them beating Tampa Bay.
What matchup don't you like for them?
I don't like the matchup between Tampa Bay and Green Bay. I don't feel like they have what it takes to beat that team. Huh?
Like, are you just going in general, or you have a specific matchup? You know that you say this is a bad matchup for them.
I think that Tampa Bay's defense is better than the Packers. I believe that Aaron Rodgers might be slightly better quarterback than Tom right now. I don't think Tom is as good if you just want to grade quarterbacks, but I feel that his offensive line is not as good as Aaron's, but the D-line of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers is better than the Packers. So if you're comparing defenses, if you have parity on the other line, but you've got a defense that outweighs the other one, I tend to gravitate to the team that has the better defense. If I can find parity other places, but the defense is what's better, I tend to gravitate to the team that has the better defense. That's just me. And I'm not even looking at tests. I'm just looking at the eye test for me. It's every contest is a game of matchups, and when I match them up, and from what I'm even going back into last season, that game, that divisional game, I knew that Tampa Bay was going to win. I just knew it.
Can we both say both teams got messed up? No good corners. Tampa Bay don't got no really good corners.
Tampa Bay doesn't have good corners in that back in the second. Their secondary is suspect. But the front four, they're better than the Packers. That's. I mean, the what's his name? And he's still out for the Packers. I forgot the dude's name. You always forget.
And Green Bay just cut somebody today.
Was he a corner?
No.
I'm just asking. But anyway, I just. Will said Tampa's secondary is injured right now. Well, hey, by the playoffs they might be fine. You just never know.
My next question.
I just do not believe the Packers can beat Tampa. I think that's one team that they cannot beat is Tampa Bay.
See, I think they're gonna get knocked out by the Rams. I think the Rams can take it to Tom Brady. I really do.
That's the team I said first. The Rams, definitely.
With the move they made today, I think they will put that defense over the hill.
Either way, I think that the Saints need to go get Lil' Kim and let Nick Foles go down there and put in work for the rest of the season.
Well,
I'm telling you, he might carry them all the way to the freaking Super Bowl. I'm telling you.
He didn't play too good for whatchamacallit when he got in there. Let's be honest.
Chicago.
Yes.
It's Chicago though.
Yeah, that's Chicago.
No, when he got in there, when the last time when we saw Nick Foles, he was terrible.
Yeah, it's Chicago.
Yeah, but that's a terrible team. Yeah,
you can say that, but he got them a lot of them wins to get them to the playoffs last year.
No, what's his name did? The clown that's in Trubisky.
That's it.
Trubisky, let's be honest. Trubisky played pretty good last year.
He got benched. Trubisky got benched for Lil' Kim.
I know, but when he got back in, because Foles got hurt, he played pretty good, and he's the one who led them to the playoffs. He did.
I said got
most of the wins. That's what I was saying.
They beat us last year.
And who was the quarterback?
It was both of them.
Lil' Kim came in. Lil' Kim came in after they was down.
Why the hell are you calling him Little Kim?
Because he's the best side joint in the world. That's why. That's why I'm calling him Lil Kim. If you don't know, he's the best.
About, as fine as Lil Kim is,
he can't be the main John. He can only be the side John. Ain't that right?
As fine as Lil Kim is, you consider Lil Kim and her sexy little self, her little pint-sized little self, is a side joint.
Can I ask you a question, Guru? You from Brooklyn,
right? She was a side joint.
Hold on, Sharon. You from Brooklyn, right?
She was.
You know anybody that married her?
He know.
Say that again.
You know anybody that married her?
I don't know nothing about rap.
No. We ain't asked you about rap. We talking about Lil Kim. You married. You had the poster on your wall. You know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about.
I wish I did.
Do you know anybody that married her?
Poster.
No. You know why? Because she's a side joint. That's why. That's exactly why. The best side joint in the world.
Send that side joint my damn way.
That's right. You ain't gonna marry her ass either.
Time out. No, we are not going down that road. Put the brakes on. Next question. Next question. Let's move on. No.
Side joint my ass.
Veto.
That's a sexy little girl.
Go ahead, Ron.
Do you think J.J. Watt should retire at the end of the season?
Hell yeah. Before you even get the question out. Get him we already went over this. The reason why every year he's out for the season-ending injury because of, we know, the big S. You know, I don't want to get sued, but the big S. Because those people seem to have those type of injuries over and over again. Please retire. But obviously, if he can make 15 or 17 million, he's not.
Well, look, wait a minute. No, man, I ain't going to ask that. Go ahead. I ain't going to ask that. It's going to piss off.
What do you think, Shan?
It's I really do not have an opinion at this point. I want to see what happens, how he comes back from this latest injury. I don't want to be unfair to the dude. I can't say, yeah, he needs to retire right now. I can't say that. Now, he has had a lot of surgery, a lot of injuries. It's true. But, yeah, I can't say that.
So I want to ask you this question, but I'm leaving it alone.
Ask
me?
No.
Ask me?
I was going to ask Guru because he was talking about the big S, and he said,
you know what? Y'all need to have y'all little private conversation back and forth later.
Hey, Dennis, just send me a text or a messenger.
I need to ask him.
I'll send it back to you.
Dennis,
wait.
What do you think? You think J.J. Watt needs to retire?
No. He's still a two-technique defensive tackle, so he'll be all right. What's the next question so we can hurry and get it out of the way?
What NBA team you think coming out of the East this year and going all the way to the finals?
Milwaukee.
Going back to the final?
Milwaukee.
Hell no.
You out of your mind.
They shouldn't have got there last year. They lucky motherfuckers.
Oh, well, things happen.
Why?
No. I told Dennis about two teams who I look at. The Miami Heat.
Oh, fuck no.
They stat.
He's a Jimmy Butler hater though, so that's why.
Because we gotta revisit Jimmy Butler versus Paul George. Don't think I forgot. We gotta revisit that.
Dennis, you don't listen to Shine when he talk about basketball. You don't listen to that.
I've been on point.
Jimmy Butler got his team to a championship. I'll say that much.
Oh,
they consider that the COVID year. That's what they say.
That's a bullshit year. That's not
playoffs. It was in a bullshit bubble. Like he the only one.
That's not, bro. That's not.
Wait, Ron. Wait.
Basketball.
Wait, Ron. Who was your other team?
In this team, and they to get their head out of their ass. I think Philly to go to the finals.
They ain't gonna look that.
Oh, hell no. What the hell is going on today? Wait a minute. What the hell is going on today? First, you got Stephen A. Smith saying that the Cowboys are the number one team in the NFL. Everybody across the whole sporting industry almost had a stroke because Stephen A. Smith said it. Now Ron's gonna say that Philly could go to the finals.
That's what he said. That's what he said.
Oh my God! What the hell is going on?
I said it.
Sharon, take that to the bank and cash it. Goddamn it!
Look, that y'all.
Man, I'm playing the number. It's that I'm playing a number tomorrow. That's some kind of day. Something going on.
If you look at Philly, that y'all really get seen if they gonna get rid of this Ben Simmons situation.
No, they don't need to get rid of him.
If they gonna do that, I guarantee that they go to the finals.
Ron, what you got? What you got, Ron? You got some Henny back there, some Henny or some Grey Goose. What you got back there with you?
I sent them some weed, Sharon.
They ain't going. They're not. They're not. Because see what they gonna do? They are so stupid. They're not gonna handle this properly. They're not gonna handle it properly.
And
you know what, Sharon?
And that's why.
I have to agree with that.
They had not been
Philly
playing
don't know
good
how
ball.
to handle shit. Not GM style. Philly and GMs just don't work. Philly, the Eagles got the dumb ass
Will
GM.
Bar said you sipping on lean, Ron.
No, I'm for real. If they don't handle the Ben Simmons situation, don't trade him or whatever, I get they could be a contender.
Let me tell you what would have happened.
You gotta get somebody.
Let me tell you what would have happened if I had my way. Ben Simmons would have been gone last season.
Yeah,
man. He would have been gone last season.
But what's the problem with Ben Simmons though? Is the fact that he won't shoot? Is that the issue?
You got Joel Embiid in his prime. Joel is the star.
Make a damn bucket down the stretch, please.
That's the problem.
Oh, he will. He will. Get him a sidekick he can depend on.
Yeah.
That he don't have to hesitate with.
His sorry ass.
If you got your teammates, if you got your teammates and you feel like you can ball out and you ain't got to worry about nothing, you're free to do what you know how to do.
Like my 10-year-old daughter said, basketball's about putting the damn ball in the basket. Okay, and he can't do it down the stretch.
We all know that. We all know that.
Yeah,
we all know that.
I'm gonna reiterate it. He didn't do it last year in the playoffs when they blaming Ben Simmons when Ron's Atlanta Falcons or Atlanta Hawks trashed him. He did nothing. He did nothing.
Once again,
was Ben Simmons still on the team last season? Was Ben Simmons still on the team? Was Ben Simmons still on the team last season? That's all I want to know. Yes or no? I don't need commentary. Yes or no? Was his teammate Ben Simmons last year? That's all I want to know.
Yes.
I ain't taking this Embiid hate.
Okay.
I'm telling you that now.
Look,
I ain't taking this Embiid hate
at
all.
I love Embiid. I don't hate Embiid at all. I love Embiid.
I don't like him.
I think Joel Embiid.
I do not like the best.
Joel Embiid could be the best player in the game if he. I've been saying this for 3 years.
We've been saying that for 3 years now.
In a year and a half, I've known you, Dennis. Haven't I told you that? He could be the best player in the game if he would have taken it seriously last season. Is what I was talking about. If he had taken it seriously and done what he had needed to do, he could be the best damn player in the game.
I told you before he put the.
I didn't say he. See, wait a minute. Czar ain't even on the show, and he still ain't listening. He's still not listening.
Only thing I'm going to say.
I did not say that he's the best player in Embiid. I said he's the best player on their team.
Only thing I'm going to say is these same things, negative things that they were saying that they saying about Embiid, they used to say about Shaq before he won the championship.
Hey, Skippy, could I ask you a question, Skippy?
They used to say the same thing about Shaq.
Some of them, yeah, not all of them.
Skippy, can I ask you just one question?
Well, besides the durability part.
Why he keep calling?
Besides the durability part.
Hey, Skip.
You gotta stop.
Do you, Embiid, and Rerun still have the same trainer?
No, Lester. We don't have the same trainer, Lester.
Lester.
We don't have the same trainer. All right, last one, man. It's 10 o'clock.
It's 10 o'clock.
So long.
Next week, then.
Go Cowgirls.
Hey.
I just want to know one thing, before we end the show. I just want to know one thing.
Go ahead.
Why is your hate for MD so strong?
I don't have no hate for him. Why do you keep saying I have hate for him?
Because where's the love in? I haven't heard the love. That's why I'm saying. Obvious. I haven't heard the love.
I love everywhere. Philadelphia got some beautiful women. I love them. Okay,
I didn't say nothing about Philadelphia.
The women ain't got nothing to do with Embiid now. He asked you about Embiid.
I just said Embiid. I haven't heard you say nothing to up Embiid. I've heard you say everything to break down Embiid.
Because every time we hear from Embiid, he's trashing his teammate or he's missing every shot in the fourth quarter. I don't know what you want me to do.
You only miss shots if you take them.
You want me to give him some peanut butter? Is that what you want?
Hey, Dennis, I ain't taking no more Ben Simmons hate either.
Yeah, you only miss shots if you take them. Just letting you know that right now.
Hey, leave Simmons the hell alone.
All right, Lester.
I will tell you something about Simmons after the show.
Right now, we're gonna let his mental health issue. Hopefully, it gets resolved.
He light skinned.
No, he refused help from the team to get him some help with his mental health. How you gonna say you need mental health help and then refuse it from the team? That's paying.
Well, maybe he wants an outside doctor. He doesn't want a team doctor. A lot of people.
No, he didn't. They didn't say team doctor.
They gonna send.
They didn't say team doctor.
No, don't send Doc to him. Please, Sean, don't do it. Don't do it, Sean. Don't do
it. No.
Anyway, my final word is catch us on the side, Jones, Saturday at 10 a.m.
Yeah, because we getting a little ridiculous this Saturday.
That's my final word.
Anybody else got any final words while we end the show?
And go Spartans, go green, go white. Victory for MSU. Damn right.
Thank you to the fans.
I'm a double up.
Y'all will not be doing this. So,
all right, let me say this right now, Guru. I'm not taking that $5,000 bet. Let me get that out the way. We're not having that $5,000.
Okay, hold on. Let's make it 1,000.
We'll talk about it. We'll talk about it.
Don't bet no money.
Give me December, and I'll let you know.
What do you mean? Okay, all right.
It's gonna be in November to remember. That's why.
Skippy. Okay, whatever. I got you.
All right, Lester. God bless. Good night.